Hi everyone, myself Arun Raja, working in the Aeronautical Engineering Department for the past 7 years. In this video, we are going to see about the landing gears used in an aircraft. The landing gears are the most important things that has to be considered while designing an aircraft. The landing gear is a structure that supports the aircraft on the ground and while takeoff, landing as well as taxi. The landing gear design have several interferences with the aircraft structural design. The aspects of the landing gear are not addressed here because it is having a huge number of parameters to consider. We'll have a separate video on this. The strong impact configurations and designs and other aerodynamics will be discussed later in a video. In addition to this, some of the aspects like shock absorbers, retraction mechanisms, brakes, and other non-aeronautical issues which is common in all the aircrafts are considered here. The purpose of the landing gear. The landing gear purpose is takeoff and landing that comes into the picture with lot of friction, brakes as well as taxi. While considering the friction, the area of contact with the ground surfaces, our tires, that will generate friction. If less the friction, the aircraft is not able to climb or land. If the friction is low with respect to the contact area, the aircraft can't land in a short distance or take off in a short distance. And also the landing gear has to give the cushion effect while taxiing from the runway to the aerodrome or vice versa. These are the different components that constitutes a landing gear. Struts, that is the major component that should connected to the airframe structure to the landing gear wheels. The trunnion links, strut fittings, actuators, springs, some lock mechanisms, torsional links, axles, dampers, brakes, wheels, pipelines for pneumatic or hydraulic systems, and gravel reflectors. Each of these components have separate functions, and some of the components may not be present in the type of gears that is used in different aircrafts. The types of landing gear in an aircraft, their landing gears are classified into numerous categories. First of all, based on the usage of the fluid in the landing gear, there are two types. One is pneumatic, which uses the air, and the hydraulic type, which uses oil. Next is based on the drag generated by the landing gear system. One is retractable, that is, it has to be housed inside the wing or else fuselage sections. Non-retractable or fixed landing gear, that is exposed to air, that causes some drag, and skid landing gear. Next is based on the type of arrangement, the number of arrangement of the wheels. One is a conventional type, the next is longitudinally arranged, or it should be considered as a tandem landing gear, tricycle landing gear, and a quadricycle landing gear. These are the 2D images that should represent the landing gear arrangement. First one is a single main landing gear that constitutes two landing gears, that is side by side if situated in the wings. The main landing gear is situated at the fuselage. The second one is tail dragger. Third one, quadricycle, which constitutes 4 landing gears, 2 in the front and 2 at the back. The bicycle landing gear constitutes of 4 wheels. The two of the auxiliary wheels are connected with the wing or else the fuselage. The main landing gears are connected in nose as well as the back of the fuselage. A tricycle landing gear constitutes of 3 wheels or 6 wheels based on the weight of the aircraft. 2 is situated at the back and front nose constitutes a landing gear. The last one is multi-bogie type of landing gear. And based on the weight of the aircraft, we can divide the landing gear into two types, bogie as well as multi-bogie. The bogie type of landing gears are used when the aircraft is weighing less than 2 tons. The multi-bogie landing gears is used when the aircraft is having a weight of above 2 tons. These are the different types of shock absorbers used in the landing gear. Rigid axle, hinge, solid spring, bungee, rivert bungee, rubber bungee, strut, triangulated hinge, simple hinge and trailing link. The shock absorber having the purpose of providing the cushion effect when the aircraft lands in the runway. And also it has to be provide some of the weightlifting effects or any mishaps happens while landing or takeoff process is going on. Gear retraction geometry. If an aircraft's landing gear is going to retracted, then the position of the housing of the landing gear has to be mentioned earlier in the configuration or design. If it is not retracted, then it's okay. The landing gear is exposed to air. Then the landing gear is need not to be situated inside the fuselage or else under the wing. The first and foremost thing is, if the landing gear is retracted, it must be released after takeoff. The landing gear hangs underneath the aircraft. That is one of the important consideration. In some aircrafts, it may not hang. The landing gear has to be retracted completely inside the aircraft, and if it is partially retracted inside the aircraft, the generation of drag has to be considered. These are the house of the landing gear system. Inside the wing or inside the podded fuselage and wing fuselage junction or else in the nacelle. These are the different positions where the landing gear is housed inside the aircraft to generate a minimum amount of drag. In general, there are many parameters which has to be considered while designing the particular landing gear. First of all, we have to take a type of landing gear. Either it should be a tricycle or a bicycle landing gear. The most important thing considered here is how we are going to land the aircraft. In some cases, the landing might be taken with the help of the nose landing gear. In that case, the nose landing gear has to accept more or less 80% of the weight of the aircraft. In some cases, we can use the tail landing gear as a main landing gear. In that case, we can distribute the weight of the tail landing gear's weight into 2 or 3 based on the configuration. The next is aerodynamical comparison. Either it should be retractable or non-retracted or a skid condition landing gear. Next, height of the strut, wheelbase for producing more friction, wheel track. In some cases, we need to land or take off our aircraft in rough conditions, so the wheel track has to be considered, and the distance between the main landing gear and the aircraft's center of gravity. Then strut diameter. In case of pneumatic and hydraulic, this strut diameter varies. Once the strut diameter varies, that also increase or decrease the housing compartment of the aircraft landing gear. Then tire sizing, that includes the diameter of the landing wheel and width of the landing wheel and landing gear compartment, that is our housing area, and load acting on each strut. These things has to be completely considered while designing a particular landing gear for an aircraft. In case of the hydraulic system, mostly we are utilizing the hydraulic system type of landing gear in most of the aircraft. So this is the simplified hydraulic system in the aircraft landing gears what we are using. There should be a pump that will increase the overall pressure, while the aircraft landing gear has to be retracted or not retracted based on the conditions, and there should be a valves and control sticks that is having the control over the pilot. Once the actuator runs up or the control sticks is moving in the on condition, the actuator has to pull the device into the system. That means here we are giving the control surface. Instead of the control surface, there should be a landing gear. Once the pressure get relieved, then the oil is returned to the pump through the pipeline. Thank you for all.